It's been a journey to get here. So I first moved to LA from Pennsylvania. Today I am doing a moving vlog. This is my last time at this Dunkin' drive-thru. It's almost not fair to me just to stay in Pennsylvania. I'm officially moving into my own place. You ready to see? And that didn't seem to work out so much. I'm home in Pennsylvania and there's a lot going through my mind about LA.
I'm like not happy right now at all. I'm pulling through for you guys today and I always will.
I moved a year ago to LA and I almost thought I needed to be in LA to be somebody. But then I realized in LA, I lack a lot of things. A year and a half later, I decided to move back home to Pennsylvania and drive across the country with my boyfriend. I have this theory that wherever you're happiest is where you thrive. I'm not so sure I fit in. I'm confused and I don't know what I'm going to be doing as far as where I'm living, but all I know is home is home. We're almost there! So terrible. Hey guys, we are at the new apartment. I'm so fucking excited. Yeah. Little did I know how much time I was about to spend in this apartment, or the attachment issues I would form for it.
Look, doesn't this just look right? Like me standing in this kitchen on camera.
Okay, why did that age really nicely? Now I'm so nostalgic over this kitchen. And then a pandemic hit. All my photographer friends are also stuck in their homes, something no one could have predicted. But weirdly, being at home during quarantine with all that alone time made me actually pause and start to actually really like where I came from and really like being home. Now I'm alone in my car and I'm running through my thoughts. No one need to get away cause my stomach's in a knot. For the first time in my career, the entertainment industry was learning how to adapt to working remote, which meant I could stay in Pennsylvania and do what I love, which is entertain. And ultimately, that's what led me to make my decision of building a house in Pennsylvania. It's not where you are, it's not where you live that determines your success, it's where your happy is. I never thought I'd be making this video. I didn't even like organize this video in my head. I didn't write anything down. I just want to talk to this camera like I would talking to a friend, catching up with a relative. I feel like since I made this decision and since I've been withholding this secret, I have felt a little distant from you guys, and it's only because I wanted to make sure everything was for sure happening until I made an announcement. And the reason why I'm filming this video today is because they broke ground on my house today and they're starting to build it. So it's actually happening. I'm building a house. I'm not even just buying a house, like I'm building a house, and I already designed it and they're already building it. And I've been working on this since August. I feel like right now is truly the perfect time for this house. I need a bigger closet. As you guys can tell, I do so many closet clean out videos, not because I don't want to keep all my clothes, because trust me, if I could, I would keep them all, but because I genuinely don't have room to put my things. I honestly like could never see myself buying or building a house because for the longest time I didn't know where I fit in. I didn't know where I belonged. There was a time in my life where Pennsylvania here didn't feel like home, and there was a time where LA didn't feel like home. A common theme throughout my last 10 years is I've always come back to Pennsylvania. I've always felt drawn back here. I've always been my most grounded here. I've always come up with my best ideas here, and my twins here. And the older I get, the more I realize nothing beats home and nothing feels like home. And my happiest best self is being a bi-coastal, bisexual girl. It's like too much of something isn't a good thing. If I'm just in LA, I don't like LA. If I'm just here, I don't like it here. Being there, being here, but this is home base and I need a house in home base and I deserve a house in home base. When I was just 23, like 3 years ago, I would watch people buy houses and I'd be like, oh my god, like how could they settle down? Like how are they okay with that? How are they not scared? How are they happy about this? As like an influencer, I was scared to get older. I truly had Peter Pan syndrome. I thought getting older meant you got nerdy. I thought it meant your life was over. I had this very, very horrible mindset. Even though I was super like young when I started this YouTube thing, I had so many demons aging me, and I was so stressed and uptight and worried about so many things that I don't even worry about anymore. I'm just kind of living my life and enjoying my life, starting whatever the fuck my heart wants to start. Like, I went for my music career at 25 and it's doing great. If you would have told me at 23, when I thought it was downhill after 21, if you would have told me the mental place I'd be at right now and the things that are attached to my name, I wouldn't have believed you. And oh my God, why am I getting emotional? I'm so proud of myself, like, but I know I work really hard and I've been very patient. I think I'm just like taking myself back to where I was, but I just did my makeup to fuck it up. And okay, I'm gonna stop crying. I am really proud of myself for being as patient as I've been, but that was my really long intro. That was my really long intro, but we're good now. I wanna get into when I decided to do this, what the process was like, but it looks like where it is, so much to answer. Gabby moved into her second house, into her dream cottage. All of a sudden, across the street from Gabby's house, we noticed this house, beautiful stone house, getting worked on. Gabby and Colin actually went to the workers and asked like, what's up with this house? And they said, oh, it's going up for sale. The same guy that renovated your old home is renovating this old home, and it's gonna be up for sale this summer. I remember thinking, wow, I'm kind of ready for a house. I had this feeling that the time that house was gonna be done, I was gonna be ready to move into a house. This house across the street goes up on the market in August. That's where this story starts.
So I am going to tour the house across the street from Gabby. What? I wanted to film this because this could be me buying my first house and I don't even know.
And when it goes on the market, I tour it, and it's the first house I ever toured. It's the first house in my YouTube career. When I walked in that house, I could envision me feeling good about all my hard work. I like romanticized the fuck out of that house because for the first time in my life, I realized my videos got me here. And that feeling was such a good feeling that I was like, oh my God, I need this house. I can envision myself on the front porch drinking my coffee. But there was a lot of things wrong with that house. It was sitting there for 20 years unattended. You don't know what's wrong with that house. They like waived all inspections. That was sketchy. The price, I'm not even gonna say it, but it was really like a lot of money for a house that didn't have a garage. It was also super old. The roof was probably gonna have to be repaired any year now. The master bedroom wasn't a master bedroom. Like, the stairs from the living room led to the master bedroom and there was no door. So like, that would be awkward if we had guests over. But because it was the first house I toured, guys, I swear to God, I wanted the house. Like, thank God for Nate in this situation, because I probably would have been unintentionally settling on a house. And that's like the one thing you should never settle on in your life, is a house. A house should be everything you want and more. That's your biggest purchase. So Nate said, for the price it's being sold for, it's not worth it. And then he listed all these things, and I tend to lead with emotions and Nate leads with logic. And I was just emotional. I like took a few days, went to my parents' house, laid in their pool. And I also thought it was cool to live across the street from Gabby, because as twins, like, we never got to live together in an apartment. You know, like, Gabby moved out, she got her own place right away. I just lived on my own. I always, I think, secretly wanted to live with Gabby. I think this process with the house was me mourning that. All of a sudden I was like, I can't live across the street from Gabby. Like, it just like kind of hit me. Was the house beautiful? Yeah. Was it lacking? Yeah. Why was I really wanting to live there? To live across the street from Gabby. All of a sudden I realized, Nikki, like, you've worked so hard to create your own life outside of being a twin. You went through shit, Nikki, to find your independence. I don't even live in the area that Gabby lives in. I was so ready to run back to living across the street from my twin, like almost going backwards. And it just kind of hit me, you know what? Like, I can't do this. I want my dream house, but I want to stay in a separate area. I want to keep my independence. I decided not to put in an offer. Even though it wasn't that house, I knew I wanted a house, and we got our realtor and we started touring houses in our area. Now, something I'm noticing is, like, you could get something for a really cheap price for huge square footage, but the outside isn't gonna like be modern. I definitely didn't fall in love, but I started liking this house that looked so suburban on the outside. Like, it wasn't a Nikki house on the outside at all. The inside was huge, newly renovated, a blank canvas. Every wall was white, wood floors, huge, so many rooms, so many spaces I could film in. Like, our realtor kept saying, do you want to put in an offer? I think we were gonna tour it a second time, and I said, let's keep our options open. And then all of a sudden, this new construction thing came up on my like realtor app, and the house wasn't even built yet. And it was in this area, like right near where my apartment is. So I showed it to Nate, and usually at like open houses or when you tour a house, you meet your realtor and you go inside and you see if you want it or not. This was different. We didn't walk into a house, we walked into an office. We met with this woman, then she started taking us into the different kinds of homes that they can build, homes that are finished but no one's moved into them yet, and then the model homes. She basically said that there's lots that you can put your name on for a certain amount of money, hold the lot, and then when you decide that you want to build, then you can sign off on a structural agreement and start building your house with the company and work on designing it entirely yourself. The woman said, Nikki, like you look like something, like you're not agreeing with something, like let me know, like where's your head at? I want to be able to help you. And I said, I'm really glad I said this. I said, I don't want to come off the wrong way, but I was raised in like a real stone house, an old stone house with character. I want a modern home like this with like new technology, like new roof, but I want more character. Me and Nate started explaining our professions to the woman and what we really want to be using the house for. Her eyes lit up and she was like, I have this house in mind. It's the most unique one that we've built. And we all drove to this house. It was newly put up, but there was no furniture, like nobody lived in there. She got approval from the people who built the house for us to walk through the house and show us what they could build. Because I'm such a visual person, I couldn't be building my own house if I didn't see what I could have exactly with my own eyes. This house that she takes us to, the second we pull up at the house, I knew, like it's like when you know, and I just saw this house. First of all, the color was navy blue and it was sleek. The garage doors were black. There was some stone and some gray parts, some vertical siding, some shakers. It was beautiful. And I was like, oh my God, Nate, like, oh my God, I want this fucking house. I wanted to move into that house. I didn't want to wait to have to build my own. But then we walk inside and the staircase looks like an old home staircase and the layout's unique. There's a master bedroom downstairs, not upstairs, with a lifted ceiling that's right off the kitchen. The kitchen is so open. The living room's huge. There's high ceilings. There's an office space. There's a laundry room. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs. There's a second living room. Seeing the 2 living rooms, I'm like, oh my God, this layout is so cool. One specific room, the layout was perfect for a closet like this. It's so close to the area I've fallen in love with. Like I could literally jog there if I wanted to. And all of a sudden I was just like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to build my own house. I want to replicate this house, at least from the outside. Me and Nate ended up customizing a lot of things. Like we didn't copy any of their interior except the stairs, the layout, and the floors. Our bathrooms, I don't want to give too much away. I am so excited. It's gonna be modern and cozy. Yeah, we're gonna have a blue house. I started YouTube with blue hair and now I'm having a blue house. Maybe a blue kitchen. So excited. Since we signed off on the structural agreement in September, Nate and I have been at the design studio just like designing away. We've been there for so many hours just building our house and planning it, looking at samples. I hope you guys have been enjoying my Vlogmas. If you guys don't know, I upload Tuesdays and Fridays twice a week, which is more than my normal uploads on this channel, which are usually once a week every Friday. So be sure to turn on your notifications, put it in your calendars, Tuesdays and Fridays, expect videos from me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!